In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can copy my B2B content system that allows you to create 6 different types of content, including blog post text with sources, also newsletters, LinkedIn posts that you can also use in Facebook, display ads copy, Google ads copy, and emails. And I have spent weeks developing these prompts, so all of this copy would sound like a human and require minimal editing, if at all. And this whole system is using Make.com to automate everything and Airtable as a database to start the automations. I have worked with B2B marketing teams for the past 13 years, and I know how time-consuming it is to tailor your content for each target group. For that reason, here in this content system, you can pick the target group in one click, and you can also pick the campaign or the topic you want to cover at this time and create content using this action field in just one click. And you can just create one content piece at a time or generate everything at once. All of these tools will cost you less than $40 per month, but with the time savings, it's totally worth it. So let's start building this. Okay, so let me show you how to create content with this system. So basically here I have 3 different sheets in Airtable. So the main sheet is about the content generation, and this is where I store all of the AI outputs as well. The next one is target groups, and here I can add all of the information about the target groups. I only have one example here, but definitely add as many as you want. And then I can just describe this target group. I can add specific call to action that I want to use for this target group. Also the pain points and jobs to be done. And also a really important part is adding how we can help. So our tool, our service, whatever you are offering, definitely add really good information here. This is where this AI system gets information about your company. And here I can also see an archive of all of the copy I have generated for this target group. So let's close this one. And then another sheet is about campaigns and topics. So here, you know, in B2B marketing, there's always a new campaign coming out, a new feature, a new product or whatever. And there are also lots of topics that you need to cover because of your content strategy. And you can just add information like this. So the campaign name, then the description, call to action again, and also internal instructions. And then there's also a status field that you can change. And I have set up filters here in this base template where if the campaign is finished and you're using the content system to generate content, then the finished campaigns won't show up here. So it wouldn't get too messy. So there are 2 ways to build this. You can either pause the video and follow whatever you see on the screen step by step, or the better way is to join aimarketingmasters.com, which is a private community where I have lots of automation resources, lots of prompts, and all of my best practices and tools here. And this is only exclusive for the members. And here you can find the automation blueprints that you can download, and also you can copy the Airtable based templates. So I'm going to show you how to use this option. Okay, and if we are starting from scratch, then just go to aimarketingmasters.com, copy the Airtable base template. So it looks like this. And here you have the option to copy the base. And you just pick the workspace and add the base here. Okay, and you can close this. And now you have all of my data, which you can easily delete. So you don't need that much test data. And you have this data for target groups, campaigns, and topics. Let's go to make.com. And here, if you have downloaded this automation blueprint, you go down here and you say import blueprint and you choose the right file from your computer. And now import, and voila. It populated the whole automation. So now it's all about connecting it to your accounts and making it work. So the first thing is the webhook. So you have to create the new webhook. So add a webhook. Let's name it testing for YouTube and save. And now it shows you this URL, which you can copy. But let's go back to Airtable first, and let's start working on that automation on Airtable side. So here we need to add a trigger, which is when record matches conditions. We're going to choose the table content operating system, and condition is going to be if this content generation field is any of these 7 status fields, and there is also processing and done, don't choose these. And then the next step is going to be run a script. And here I'm always using this one script. So if you are a member of AI Marketing Masters, then go to this prompts and scripts section here. And here click on the webhook script for Airtable automation. So this is something I'm using with almost every automation. And here, just copy this whole code snippet and go back to Airtable. And here, delete everything that's here and paste the whole code snippet. And now we need to replace this webhook part here. And for this, let's go to make.com, copy the webhook address to clipboard, go back to Airtable, and now you have to delete everything before this question mark. So the whole URL, and then paste your own URL. And there's one more thing we need to do. We have to add the input variable here, and we're going to call it record ID like this. And also the value has to be Airtable record ID. And then we can finish editing. And then another step is updating a record here. So again, pick the right table, and the record ID is Airtable record ID, and the field is going to be the status field for content generation, and we want it to show as processing. And this is just to show us that the automation is running, and we wouldn't click it more and more even though it's already running on the background. Okay, and now we have built basically all of it. We can rename it here, make.com trigger, for example, and we can turn it on as well. And we can start testing it if we go to make.com, and let's just unlink this webhook for once, and let's set it as running once. So we want to get one piece of data coming through. And now let's go back to Airtable and create a new test record. So let's take these and let's generate a blog post, for example. So now let's see if the automation that we just created starts running. Yes, it's starting processing. And on this side, also the record came through, which is good. Okay, and now we want to reconnect it by dragging it here. And one more thing that I forgot. It's a good idea to change the name of this system. So just make it something else. I'm just gonna add this test. And this is needed for make.com site because Airtable's modules want to really push my version of the automation, but you don't have access to my actual original automation. So you have to kind of use this different name to find your correct base. So once you have this webhook reconnected, let's start now connecting all of these accounts so you can make it work on your own. So first, the Airtable, create a new connection. The OAuth connection is fine, so you can name it something and just connect your own account here. Okay, here, so it's showing the correct name of the base, but it's actually my base, the original one that you don't have access to. So in order to know which one is yours, which one is mine, that's why we needed to change the name. And here, since I have this other name, I can easily find the correct one now. And the table, again, just in case, reconnect. And the record ID is already correct because we did that test run. And save. And then let's go forward. The router should be all right. So let's start with blog posts. So this module is doing all of the research. The prompt is already here, all the assets are here. So here you just have to add your own connection. You have to have API access in Perplexity. You can just upload like $3 worth of credits and you can already get access to the API key, which you add here, and then you can add your own connection. And once you connect your own account, you will have all of this information here by default, and you don't have to do anything. The next step is Anthropic Claude's module that also has all of the information already here once you have made the connection. And again, you have to go to Anthropic's API platform and get the API key by adding some credits to your account. And then you can connect your own account and start using it. And then the third step is Make.com's tool of setting a variable. And I'm only doing this to make it easier to connect to Airtable. As you saw, Airtable's module in Make.com often forgets to pull the information from the blueprint. So that's why it's easier to do it with the variables here. But overall, you don't really need them. And then the Airtable account, again, make sure that you are connecting with the right account. And again, once you have your own account connected, it shows automatically my connection here. So you have to find the newly named base that you have, and just in case, update the table as well. And then the important parts are this content generation status tag. I want this to have now done as the status. And then the blog text, you get this from the variable from the last step. And everything else you can leave empty and save it. And now the same thing for newsletter. You go through everything, and with Airtable, again, you have to add your own account. You have to find that right base. And then you make sure that the status is marked as done. and the newsletter text as a variable is set here. So basically you go through all of these: LinkedIn post, display ads copy, Google ads copy, email copy, and it's very straightforward. So once you have connected all of these with your own accounts, then you just save this automation here and put it live. So now you can just go in and start making this system your own. So you can get rid of my test records here and just add information about your target group, description, call to actions, everything. And once you have built out this whole system, then check out the other automations that I have in my aimarketingmasters.com community. So the next one is a Reddit scraper that you should definitely try out. It's here. Bye!